What's going on, everybody? My name is Rock, and welcome to day number 18 in my countdown to Black Ops 2. Glad to have you with me today. Today we're talking Wildcards as we play a little team deathmatch on Dome. Going to be using the Specialist loadout, and Wildcards is essentially going to be like Specialist. You can drastically change the way you load out your character in Black Ops 2. As you know, you're going to have the 10-point create a class system where you can create your class any way you want to within the use of 10 points. And each item you pick costs a point, and wildcards are no different. Each time you use a wildcard, that's going to cost you a point. Let's get right into the list of wildcards, and then we'll kind of talk about what each one of them can possibly do. First off, you've got Primary Gunfighter, and that will allow you to equip a third attachment to your primary weapon. You have the ability to equip 2 attachments without the use of this Primary Gunfighter wildcard. Next off, we've got Secondary Gunfighter, and that will allow you to equip a second attachment to your secondary weapon. Probably one of my picks to be the least used of any of the wildcards. Next up, we've got Overkill, and in a sense, that's exactly what it's going to be. It's going to allow you to use a second primary as a secondary weapon. Probably not going to see that used a lot unless maybe you're a sniper and you want to use a sniper and then equip some other type of primary as your secondary weapon. The next 3 wildcards probably going to be used the most. Perk 1 Greed will allow you to take a second Perk 1 slot perk. Then naturally Perk 2 Greed is the same thing for the Tier 2 perk slots. And then Perk 3 Greed will allow you to take an extra perk from the perk slot number 3. You can only take a maximum of 2 perks per use together. Next up, we've got Danger Close. No, it's not explosive.